Today we are showcasing the top 5 Clash of Clans troops for 2019, including 3-star war attacks and tips and tricks for how to use them. Let's get into it. What is going on, guys? Judo, Sloth here, and welcome to 2019. I wish you all the very best for the coming year, but getting straight into it, at number 5 we have the Dragons. Now, I have taken a number of things into account when creating my list. Be sure to let me know your top 5 troops down in the comment section, but I feel like the Dragons in the current meta work very well. Now, many of you will know that they work extremely well with the Bat spell, and the Bat spell is going to be getting a nerf very soon. That has been confirmed, but I still think the Dragons will work extremely well. Within the current meta, there are many multi-inferno towers, and the Dragons can work very well against them so long as you can counteract the air defense and the sweepers. Now, as you can see in this example, the bats go down very quickly to the multi-inferno at the south, but the Dragons sweep through the base extremely easily. Now, I am going to target this video at higher level Town Hall levels, but we all know that at Town Hall 7, the Dragons are dominant. So they are the number 5 troop for 2019, and we are going to be swiftly moving along here. This is only offensive troops from your barracks. Do let me know what your 5 will be, but moving on up to number 4, we are going to showcase the miners. Now, I think the miners within 2018 shot up this list. They were always a good troop when they first came out, but with recent changes throughout the previous year, they've really become a force to be reckoned with, and if you can set that funnel up and target a few different defenses, you can get them to work very well. Now, if you are new to my channel, please do subscribe for all of my Clash of Clans videos. If you click the notification bell, you'll also be notified when any of my videos go live. Now, many of the troops that are going to be shown in the next 3 are shown within the replays you are watching coming up, so that's a bit of a sneak peek for you guys. But the miners can work very well if you can create that funnel. Now, many of the times you can do this purely by having your heroes on either side of the base, your king on one side and your queen on the other. Many times though, you might want to use a queen charge technique, such as this one. You can charge in and take out some key defenses. Now, at Town Hall 12, we're taking out the CC because depending on what is in there, it can wreck miners quite easily, especially if they do splash damage. We're also charging into the Giga Tesla, and the Eagle artillery is massive for the miners as well. If you can't take that out with your kill squad, you want to be trying to directly target it with the miners. You can see the king on the outside of the base here. That is a key fact with miners. You want to try and keep the miners coming through the base itself onto the defenses. What you don't want is to lose many miners coming out to the side of the base here in order to attack buildings which simply don't do any damage. You want the miners to take the defenses out first and use trash troops, if you will, in order to take out the other troops. As you can see on this example, it is extremely powerful when used correctly. You're going to want to use heal spells with miners as well, because the rage spells can be useful to push them through some defenses, such as the Giga Teslas or the Eagle artillery. Maybe there's a lot of defenses in that area, but really it's the heals that will do the best value because they take massive damage, especially with being in a group. If there's any splash damage defenses in an area or giant bombs, you're going to want to factor that into your spell placement. So that is the miners coming down to the end of this attack. They've cleaned up very nicely. You do want to try and control where they will go as well. Most of the time you will sweep from one side of the base to the other, and that will be the best way of using the miners, but you can use them in more of an L shape, for example, such as what you would do with the lava loon. Now, at number 3 we have the healers. Now, I have factored the healers in here because yes, it's not necessarily a strong army composition as to what you would think in terms of, let's say, hog riders, bowlers, them strong armies that build up the majority of your composition. And yes, they were very close to entering my list, but the healers really can be used across a number of strategies. You just seen it with the miners in terms of the queen charge, and this is your most common way of using your healers onto your queen, where you can do a queen walk or a queen charge in order to take out some key defenses and set up the pathing for your raid. So in this one, we're coming in behind the wall wrecker. We are going to be able to take out the enemy CC, both of the enemy heroes. Obviously the queen is key with that, and an inferno tower, and what happens is we create pathing for the rest of the attack, which is the hog riders. Now many times in a bow witch style attack you'll see the healers used as well, and they can be a fantastic troop. Like we said, the queen charge is a brilliant method that I would definitely be practicing for higher level play. Now many times this can happen as well, and sometimes you actually want this to happen, where the healers will swap onto the troops that you are bringing in. That might be with your bowlers, for example, or hog riders, miners, whatever the actual troop coming in to destroy majority of the base is, the healers can sometimes switch from the queen onto them. Now it's very rare that I would recommend using the healers in order to try and come in with that army. They're very susceptible to the black air bombs, for example, but you can send a balloon or two in ahead of the healers. So for example, if you are charging your queen into the base, all that means is with the healers your queen is charging into the base itself. You can send 1 or 2 balloons, which are only 5 troop capacity, in order to come forward towards the defenses and scout out for any of them bombs, thereby saving your healers. It is more efficient with the healers being worth more troop capacity, but also if them healers go down, obviously the damage your queen takes almost increases. She takes the same damage, but she's going to lose more health in essence, guys, and that's going to struggle with your attack. Moving on to number 2 though, some of you guys might think I'm crazy, some of you guys will very much agree with me, but we have the wizard. Now again, the wizard is one of them troops that not many people would think about as being a strong troop in Clash of Clans. They're not necessarily going to power down the base, but you can struggle to 3-star a base without them wizards, for the primary reason that they can be used to set that funnel, and they are your main funneling troop, ground troop. There's also the baby dragon, but that's a little bit more susceptible. I did think about putting the baby dragon in my list and it nearly made it. Honestly, there's so many troops that are very useful, but I just felt like the wizards are more versatile and you can use them across a variety of town hall levels. So you lower guys as well, the wizards when used correctly are very, very powerful for their job, and like we said, majority of the time they are going to be used in setting up a funnel, so you're going to need something in front of them in order to tank. Now that just means to absorb the damage. Most of the time that will be a golem, but you can use giants, your heroes, maybe sometimes it's just the siege machine. As you're lower down in the town hall levels, you might decide to use the wizards. For example, in your farming army, you're going to want to have giants and some sort of tank in front of them anyway, but most of the time what you're doing is setting up a funnel for your kill squad. So as you've seen in this attack, the golems came down on the left and the right with the wizards behind, who took out some set buildings. Now with troops targeting the buildings per se, if you take out buildings and leave others almost as breadcrumbs, the troops will be drawn in, and in this example they were drawn into the center of the base there, taking out the CC, the queen, a multi-inferno, and again carving the path for the rest of our troops. What is going to be the number 1 troop though? Many of you guys will agree with me on this, I'm pretty sure, but basically the wizards, they're awesome. They're also used on cleanup. So as you can see, coming in from the top here, although the hog riders have taken out the base, They wouldn't 3-star it without these cleanup troops coming in order to help take out the trash buildings, get that 100% and ultimately get you the 3 stars. So wizards it is, number 2. Again, would they be in your list? Be sure to let me know. I have wanted to do many different videos for a long time now, and this is one of them videos I've wanted to do. And this year, I've already said I'm going to be getting back into my series, my Let's Play style series, and doing many videos that I've wanted to do for some time. But number 1, the best troop right now for 2019, it's got to be the balloon for me. It is so powerful, it can be used in so many strategies, and the air meta right now, the loons are just amazing. And the most popular method is the lava loon. Now here you can see the Electron method, which is basically the clone spell, the Electro Dragon, but the balloons at Town Hall 10 are the premise of this technique. They take out defenses in an area for the Electro Drag to purely take out the Queen, and that was a perfect example of it. Again, we're not factoring heroes into this equation. The Queen would quite clearly be the strongest troop, but again, the balloons are used in a variety of different strategies. You've seen that first technique, hopefully you've got to see that in terms of the battle blimp. We've already mentioned the balloons very useful in terms of checking for bombs. That can be in front of healers, for your electro drags, your regular dragons, anything like that. We then have the lava loon method in itself. So in this one, we've stripped part of the base away because the balloons will target defenses. You have to take out set defenses in order to control where they go. Now the Lava Hound is basically the best friend of the balloon. You're going to want that Lava Hound in front, which will go to air defense, target all of the, not target, they will absorb all the damage of the defenses around it and allow the balloons to come in, because although they're very high damage, they take not a lot of damage before they go down. They're quite squidgy, especially with splash damage if they're tanked, if they are grouped together. So you're going to have to make sure they are tanked for by the Lava Hound. You're going to have to try and surgically deploy them. You don't just put them all in one spot. You want to try and target defenses per se, and the spells used alongside them are mainly the haste spell, the heal spell in order to heal them up, and the rage spell is also very good, but mainly the haste. The rage isn't necessarily needed unless there's a lot of them in a specific area, because they already do high damage. So that is my top 5 troops: the dragon, the miners, the healers, the wizards, finally the balloons. Let me know yours down below. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Be sure to leave a like if you have, and until next time, peace out.